Okay, so, can I make a motion?
We'll call the meeting order at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion. I motion that we accept the Selectmen's minutes of October 7th and October 13th, and the non-public minutes from October 19th.
Second. Move right into ex officio reports.
Okay, the invoice, remember the invoice I was talking about when I took the trip to Canaan, and we were talking about the Grafton non-response to ambulance calls, and they said that they were going to send an invoice, not one that we had to pay, but one that would reflect what the cost to them was. So after a little prodding on my part, I've got one from them. And that's what it looks like. Doesn't look like much. I think I think hours is code for calls, but I'm not sure. And at the rate is $13.99 per call, and the cost on the invoice is $64,354. It doesn't reflect any ambulance passive billing that they might have in Canaan. I don't know if they enter a call in Grafton, do they get?
Yes, they do.
I would think they do. Well, they didn't reflect it on the bill. And I thought this invoice was going to be a little more detailed than it is. If I knew what it looked like it was, I wouldn't be chasing it around, because it's really doesn't say a lot. So. Not much. I don't think that does much to help us in our request, because we already knew that we're having problems answering calls.
Right.
So they want $1,400 a call,
Yeah, that's a lot.
and then they get the
That's
insurance.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's not a good starting point, I don't think.
No, not at all.
I'll get back to them, give them some thoughts. And that's my ex officio report.
You- I don't either. We'll move right into the road agent report.
Winter's coming, we're working on trucks. Got almost all the fleet inspected now, which is excited. That's good. We're a little bit behind on that, but I got one more going in tomorrow. So that's good. I do have a possibility of a CDL driver coming in part-time this winter to help plow, which is fantastic. So I hope that goes through.
Is that gonna be, like you said before, he's not gonna be an employee of the town, or is gonna be a subcontractor?
No, this is actually an employee.
Okay.
This is a guy from town. He has a CDL. He's just looking for some part-time work this winter, and I said,
Okay.
do you have a medical card? I do. Do you have a valid CDL? I do. Have you ever driven? Most of my life. Fantastic. You want a job? So he said yes, so he's gonna come in and fill everything out. We're gonna get going on that, and so that's gonna be helpful with relieving the dump runs with me, because that's a big burden a lot of times. Especially now, we're trying to get the plows ready, roads ready. I got 3 guys that have never even sat in a plow truck before. They're very nervous, so just trying to walk them through plowing and taking them on their routes, showing them roads. So This is gonna be a big help.
Good.
To really get into the year. And then I did talk to a fellow in town, about a possible subcontraction. Never remember his name. Right on Williams Hill, there's a green truck. Mike, yeah, Mike, that's his name. I've only met him once, but he would be possibly interested in subcontracting next winter. He has one truck now. He said if we can come up with numbers and sit down and talk more, he would be very interested in a subcontraction for next winter. So that's something I'm working on with him, figuring out numbers, figuring out a driver help for him. So we'll see how that goes. We're a year away from that. It could just be talks, it might not happen, but I'm glad to see some type of fruit coming from that situation. Apparently on the last meeting, there was some confusion on me talking about us finishing up some culvert cleaning. But as I was just talking about Kinsman, I wasn't talking about the entire town. Some people have sent in emails saying that their culvert never got cleaned out in front of their house, and I'm like, because I'm not there yet. So just to make it clear, we are not done cleaning the culverts in town. We'll never be done doing that. So that is a job that's ongoing, which is quite exciting to see. I don't know if I've seen culverts 100% plugged with sand, but that is amazing to see. It's very difficult to clean out. So it takes us a couple thousand gallons of water. One guy's on the downhill side, we're just shoving a pipe up in there trying to clean it out. So it can get wet and cold real fast.
Yeah, it must be really hard packed.
It is very
Yeah,
hard.
so-
packed. Yeah. So it's a job, and it's taking more time than expected. So it's kind of taking the time away from other jobs that we had planned. But it's getting done. We're out every day. I'm
Okay.
very grateful for positive responses constantly. I like feedback to know where I can try to do better. I enjoy that, and the crew is learning, which is good.
That's great.
So I'm excited for the next season, and so they're all excited. They're just all nervous.
Well, if they're not used to being behind the wheel with a plow, I can understand their apprehension on that.
Exactly.
The tricky part's turning around sometimes.
Yes.
I mean, that's been the downfall of many in the past. So right now you're working 5 days?
We are 5 days now, 8 hours a day.
Okay. And you start at 6 or?
We do start at 6. We decided to stay at 6 because we were doing 10-hour days. We were doing 6 to 4.
Yeah.
So we start out in the mornings a lot. Just do it in the shop work till the sun comes up. But we've got daylight savings time soon, so luckily we'll
That's
be.
coming around the corner.
It is coming quick, so we'll be able to get out a little sooner when that actually changes daylight. So that's good.
Okay.
Yep.
Status on the 2 10-wheelers. Are they both down or?
So one is going in tomorrow for an extensive inspection to see if it will pass one more time. So I'm bringing it in to drop it off so they can actually, we've done our work on it. We have a laundry list of parts and things recommended by the mechanic to fix. But we're bringing it to the shop now and saying, will this take a sticker for another year? That's where we think it will, but I'm not guessing too much longer. I did get quotes from ATG Freightliner. I got a quote for a brand new 6-wheeler and a brand new 10-wheeler. I got them quoted without dump bodies and without plows, and with dump bodies and with plows. The problem with buying a brand new truck is you are 2 years out right now from Viking on getting a plow set up and a dump body put on. But we can buy the dump body and put it on ourselves. Kenny has full confidence he can do it. So it's
And the wait period wouldn't be as long?
So we can have one, and we can order one at a 6-wheeler or a 10-wheeler. We can have it in 6 weeks. He said that's not the problem. The problem is all the accessories. I said we can do that because we just rolling over. We just finished our plow truck doing this, the yellow International that not many people have seen in town because it's been in the garage pretty well since we got it. We just finished it. It's starting to go out. It's been hauling some winter sand, and we've got it completely tuned up, ready to go, running real good, full plow setup, ready to go. That was a big job, really big job, but saved us $9,000, and they wouldn't have got it in until next month anyway to do it.
At Reed's?
No, at Viking Sis.
Okay.
So
Where's Viking at?
Vermont, over near the New York border. So they couldn't get it in until the end of October, beginning of November, not guaranteed. They were trying to help us and put it in under a service, even though it was a new install. Their new installs are 2 years out. So because we have such a history with Viking, they were hoping they could kind of sneak it around the red tape, but they weren't guaranteeing anything. So we just bought everything outright, which half of it did fit, and we made it all fit. Big job. It was excellent. Kenny did a great job on that. That saved us time, money, everything. So that's excellent.
Another case of the mechanic paying off.
The mechanic paying off, absolutely. Yeah. So he's been a wonderful help on big jobs like this. So we can only keep going from here. So yeah, we'll know soon about the number 2. Number 1, 10-wheeler, we're not even gonna send in. Subframe's got holes through it. We're not even gonna ask someone to consider it. It's just not safe. Kenny actually does believe if we took the plow frame off the front of the truck, he says he would guess that the frame would fold. So he says, we're not even gonna play with it, just park it, get rid of it, we're done. So Reed's is supposed to be coming down, and they're gonna give us a quote towards a trade-in, towards a possible new CV, if we can work that into the budget next year and however things go there. So I've got all these different, just hands working right now to help us better next year. It's good.
If you got a new Freightliner 10-wheeler, would the 10-wheeler dead off the international fit?
Would we want it to, is the question.
I don't know.
Everything we have is rough. So another cool thing is we found a old sandblaster, and it works. So we ordered 200 pounds of sand. None of us have ever used one before. So we're starting to clean things up, learning how to sandblast. So is there a possibility of us fixing the truck? Sure. Fixing the bed, making it new again? Sure, there's a possibility. But with buying a brand new truck, I would recommend just buying a brand new bed. And then we can coat it with fluid film and go from there. This month we're going to be doing a ton. We're swapping over. There's been no maintenance, as we all know, but no one's ever run any sort of undercoat, so we're going with a company called Fluid Film. A lot of people are familiar with it, one of the best on the market. We found a fluid film gun, which is shocking. We find tons of stuff that's great. It's kind of packed away in boxes and different areas, but we found a gun, we found a coat, but we have no fluid film. So we've got 20 gallons coming, and it should only take about, 5 gallons per truck. So that's going to be exciting. Get that done.
For
Okay.
$250 in an old oven, you might want to think about getting a powder coat set up, because powder coat stuff is super easy, and all you need is an
Yeah.
old home oven.
You can't powder coat a whole bit of a truck.
No, but I mean, a lot of the smaller parts and accessories and stuff, you can't.
Okay. Thank you, Sam. You done?
That's if that's it. If anyone has questions, yeah.
Moving on. We just not pass on the action items.
Well, you guys want to pass on the action items, we've been reviewing budgets and stuff, so I don't really have any updates there.
Sure. We're waiting on some bids to come back for the assessing.
Yeah, we haven't gotten anything.
We haven't gotten anything yet.
So,
We haven't gotten any nibbles from anybody else.
No,
We haven't gotten any nibbles from anybody.
no, we haven't gotten a quote from Avatar yet either.
Okay.
Deep front only ones.
Is it because we're so small?
I couldn't say.
I mean, I know there's
I would
not
ex-
a lot of companies.
I would expect that we're gonna be hearing from Avatar.
So I printed off, some updated budget sheets with figures built in for the selectmen.
Monday, Steve and I sat down and went over.
Well,
and
I
Sarah-
kind of went over and kind of discussed with you guys what
Yeah.
could be put in there for tonight, so that's what is there.
So we need to go through this,
Again,
these
Yeah,
lines
so we
here.
just need to go
Yeah.
through them
Okay.
and decide
if
if
that-
you guys want to make any adjustments to them or if you're okay with what's there. There are some that you'll see for you is gray. So the lighter gray, so tech support,
Yeah.
dental health and life. Those are figures that I got based off of the quotes I got, and, we can add to it, take away from it. And then the ones that are dark gray are from Primex, so those are set numbers, we can't change those, so they are what they are.
Okay,
So, I don't know, do you guys just wanna go down the list?
let's go down
Yeah.
line by line.
For as in red dues,
We have it as the same as last year, 1,700.
we're gonna be pretty close, weren't we?
This is where I wish I had internet.
Yeah, we come in handy.
Yeah, we were at 545.
And last year we spent, pretty much the
Last
17
year we spent,
A lot of these things come in late in the year.
yeah, last year we had spent 1,775, and that's why we set the budget to 1,700.
Yeah, so I'm okay with 1,700.
Contingency, we kept at 3.
And we went over that last year, so we want to watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to spend anything out of contingency.
But-
However, it's nice to have
But we're supposed to be getting that back.
You know?
So, right, so,
Oh,
Some of
that amount was from the, hazard mitigation plan, which we'll get back from FEMA, potentially.
knowing FEMA, we don't know what year we're going to get it back.
I did
If
say
anyone
that.
decides to open back up, I don't know what's happening there.
So keeping that even at 3, that sounds good.
Okay. Dispatch fees, I didn't get a quote from Hanover
Yeah,
yet, so, but I think we're pretty good, we're at 38,800, and I think that's with everything being paid, if I remember correctly.
so we're pretty close to the 40, and we want to leave it at 40. And that's without going and checking out Lakes Region, which my impression would be more costly.
Well, and they couldn't take us right now because they're switching
Yeah.
locations.
Yeah, so I'd say leave it at 40.
yeah,
And then
miscellaneous, we left it.
yeah, miscellaneous, and the 135 that's in there is from the highway department background checks,
Yeah.
and driving record checks, so there was just a high turnaround and
Yes, it's-
higher volume of new employees this year.
So, and these miscellaneouses will show up in other places, but from what I learned the other day was, it's an accounting column. If there's no place else to put that expense,
Right, at
you
least
know,
it gives us
if we
a
have an
place to
expense
put
we
it.
don't know, we don't wanna put it in tech support, if it wasn't tech support, for example.
Right,
So we could put it in miscellaneous, you know
Yeah.
exactly what it is, so that's why it should always be budgeted with 0, which it is, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
yeah. Tech support, so the contract agreement is for 11,576. But then we want to add money in there for break fix because the contract agreement doesn't cover, hardware replacement. So like if I need a new printer, because the printer goes down, that type of stuff, so that kind of covers that for 2,000. And then I put in 11,000 for, that's what I was quoted for my printer to get replaced. It's going.
Yeah, how old is our printer?
It's ancient,
Pretty old?
yeah,
It's BY, before you,
yes,
okay.
yeah,
And who knows how long before that,
right.
okay?
So 1,100 is the quote I got for a multifunctional device, so that's what my printer is, prints, scans, copies, faxes.
Mhm.
Mine is a black and white, this one's for a color. That being because often I find that I need to make color copies, for example, trying to print this off and I have columns highlighted, you guys can't see that, you just see gray. So I wouldn't use the color a lot, but it would be useful. So I put that at 14,676.
Okay,
Postage and box rental, it was at 1,000. We haven't used that much of it. We've used, where is, $337, so brought that down to $600. Retirement town paid, we are at 4,220, and again, this is just through the end of September, so this doesn't count October's, of the 6,200, so we kept that the same.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah,
That's New Hampshire retirement.
yeah.
Sorry, what was the number?
Kept it the same at 6,200.
62, thanks.
Subscriptions, we went over on that, so brought that up a little bit to 1,000. Supplies, brought that down a little bit to 1,500. Training, we left at 500. Wages, brought that up a little bit to allow for wage adjustment for 62,000. And that brought the executive total to 86,476. So are you guys all good with that section?
Yeah.
FICA, you brought that up a little bit to 33,000.
Yep, that would cover
Because that
wages.
covers, right.
Wages go up, so does FICA.
Yeah, and that's covering the wage increase for everybody that put in their budgets, highway and all of them.
Okay.
So that all plays into that line item. All right, financial admin. Audit, we kept at 16,000. Miscellaneous 0. Printing, 1,500.
And that's primarily for our town annual report.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the annual report itself. The books, the actual books. And then property registration fees, 500. So that's whenever we put a deed in. Supplies, 500. We went down to 500
From 1,000.
from 1,000 because she really doesn't use. That's the. That is the treasurer's supplies, and she doesn't use a whole lot. I think her biggest expense is the W-2 forms. Training, we brought that down a little bit to 300. Wages, we had at 6,500. And that brought the financial admin total to 25,300. Which is actually a little less than 2025.
That's down from,
That's down
from
from
this year.
2025. You guys good with that?
Yes,
Okay.
continue.
Noted. Electric bills, 4,000, kept that the same. So it looks like we're pretty good place there with that. Equipment, maintenance, and repairs, we went over budget on there, so we raised it to 4,000. We have a lot of aging buildings and a lot more maintenance popping up that needs to be done. Heating fuel, kept that at 8,500. Mowing and trash removal, kept that at 8,000. Phone, fax, and internet, we brought that up a little bit to 6,000. I do have to say though, just so you're aware, the representative from New Hampshire Broadband stopped in my office this afternoon.
You did?
Yeah, actually Ed and I were on the phone talking about him, and he popped in right after I got the phone. So he's gonna get us a quote on what it would look like for cost to have internet to all the town buildings. That's the town hall, library, town offices, which includes the fire station, police department, the highway department, to include the recycle center, and I thought I had 5.
So that
Yeah.
would bring
So-
the internet
That,
here.
That would bring internet here, and he gave me a very soft quote. He's gonna give me a quote that I should have tomorrow. He gave me a very soft quote of he's anticipating for all those buildings, $390 a month.
Right.
And the beauty of that, I have to say, is
Can we
they
keep
bring
comments
the
for
fiber.
about comment time? Don't interrupt while we're doing this right now, please.
And right now, for the town office alone, we're paying $240 a month.
Okay,
So,
so
yeah.
spreading it out.
So if that's what his quote says, it'll
Yeah.
be a lot better.
Yeah.
So we may be able to play with that if I get that quote in time. Security, 1,700, we kept that the same. Supplies, we went up on that 1,700 because that kind of goes hand in hand with equipment maintenance and repairs, but it also, it's the toilet paper for the buildings, the paper towels, those things you don't really think about. Cleaning supplies. Wages, we kept that at 10,000. That brought the general government buildings total to 43,900. How do you guys feel about that?
We didn't go up that much,
No.
so I'm okay.
All right. Now, the next one, we really don't have a whole lot of play. Liabilities insurance, that's, I have the Primex paperwork here if we need to look at it, but that's what we were given for liability insurance for next year.
So that's 57,000 as
Yeah.
as opposed to like 42?
Two.
Yeah,
So it went up $15,000.
yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just to stick with the Primex, I'm gonna skip down to unemployment and workman's comp. Unemployment went up to 815, and workman's comp, went up to 14,986.
So, yeah, so workman's comp went up a little under 1,000, and unemployment went up 250 or so.
Yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
yeah. So, dental, health, and life, or for us, it's just short-term disability. First of all, that line, we've always had it as life and disability insurance, and all we offer is short-term disability. So I want to change the name of that to short-term disability.
Well, that would
So that
be
it
more
reflects
accurate, yeah, so
what we
that's
offer.
fine. That makes sense.
So just a little housekeeping. So for dental, that figure, so $4,231.08, it's $50.37 per person a month. I calculated that off of how many full-time positions we have. And we have 7 full-time positions. So calculated off of 7 full-time positions, that's where I got that number. Currently, there's only 4 people that are using the dental coverage. If you base it off of just the 4 people that are currently taking it, it would be $2,417.76. But we also have 2 people that have opted out. So if you included those 2 people, if they didn't opt out, it would be $3,022.20. So we have a little bit of flexibility, but it's kind of a risk because right now we may only have the 4 people taking it, but if one of those people leave, or if one of the people that have opted out leave, and a new person comes in and decides they want to take it, then we
Yeah.
gotta,
We don't know how that's gonna fly.
right, if we only calculate based off of who has it now, and a new position comes in to, fill one that's not taking it, it could leave us over budget.
Yeah, it does. And it's a $1,500 increase.
Now, this 7 FTE that's myself,
Yeah,
that is 4 highway, and a police chief and a full-time police officer.
if you think that's bad, wait till we get to health insurance.
Exactly, yeah.
So health insurance, again, I did that same math. So this number, which is $1,965.72. That is based off of the 7 FTEs, and that's the family rate, because that's, you know, the biggest rate you can get. So the way we have our coverage for health insurance is we have 3 tiers. You have the single tier, which is a little bit of a lower rate, but it only covers you. If you want to cover you and your spouse, you go in that second tier. It's a little bit more, but not as expensive as if you did 2 people on the first tier, right? And then you've got the third tier for the family, which is a little bit more expensive, but not as expensive as if you had your family on that first tier, if that makes sense.
3 individual.
Which is,
Yeah.
so that's why we did the separate tiers like that, to keep the cost lower. But I calculated it based off of, okay, we're offering this coverage to full-time employees, we have 7 FTEs, and if they all had families they wanted to cover, that's what you're looking at.
That's approximately a $90,000 increase.
Right.
Yeah. So when, this is the problem, when it was calculated in the past, it wasn't calculated based off that, it was calculated based off of
It was actually taking
what
it.
was actually being taken, not based off of the positions that were available.
Yeah.
And